What's going on, people? This is Shy Harris, and today is another great edition of Interviews with a Rebel. And today I'm actually able to sit down and interview Miss Jeanita Castille. So, long story short, I actually met Jeanita probably this year, early this summer, and what stood out to me the most was that she's a hustler. Like, me and her had the same kind of story of working day jobs, and you know what? This can't be all that life is about. So she decided to quit her job, and ever since then she's been actually killing it, bringing women together and doing some great things. So this episode is all about that. It's all about the story of a woman taking a chance on herself and bringing other women together and finding a way to just kind of making that work. So this is my episode with Jeanita Castille. What's going on, people? This is Shy Harris of the Rebel Society, and today we are doing another episode of Interviews with a Rebel. So if this is your first time watching one of these videos or checking out this series, Interviews with a Rebel is where I sit down with different creatives and entrepreneurs and people who are really disrupting the industries that they're in to really make a name for themselves. And we talk about all the ways that they have done that. So today we sit down with, how should I describe you? Like, what's your title?
Well, I like to call myself the purpose pusher.
Purpose pusher.
Yes.
She's your pusher out here. So we have Jeanita Castille. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you?
Doing great.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So I usually like to just talk about how I actually came across you. So
right.
And really, I don't know, but I remember just seeing your name on like Facebook a lot over the past like couple of years. I feel like we've been Facebook friends for a while.
Right.
But I just met you probably a couple months ago.
Right.
But I just used to see your name out here, see you doing your events, and a lot of people just said like, yo, you need to link with Jeanita like soon because she's doing a lot of great stuff. So I was like, you know what? And then I feel like you just reached out to me to, shoot your Year of the Boss event a couple months ago.
Uh-huh.
And then, ever since then, I've kind of just been following your moves and seeing you've been doing a lot of great things, especially with the launch of this new office, which is an awesome space. So I just want to say thank you for being a part of this.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. So before we get into the question, I usually start off with like an icebreaker.
Okay.
So icebreaker is, which music artists do you feel like you relate to the most? Not just music, but overall.
Music artists I relate to.
I would say mine is like Wale.
Okay. Well, all right. So DJ Khaled.
Okay. Why you say that?
He's confident. He's arrogant, but in a good way. He's like, he has this mentality like, you can't touch me. I'm out here doing my thing. I'm in my own lane. You know what I'm saying? You're
a little bit arrogant?
I'm not arrogant. I just like people who are, I just like that confidence.
Okay.
That confidence gets you, it takes you far when you have the confidence to do what you're doing, when you're like, I'm untouchable. There could be a million people doing what you're doing, but when you have the confidence to be in your lane and to own your lane, I love people who own their space.
Okay.
And I've always, it's just for some reason I've connected to people like him and Diddy, he's arrogant and he owns his lane and he doesn't care what people say about him. And that's, if I would say musical people I connect with, those are the people.
Okay.
Now, as far as their music, I'm not talking about music, I'm talking about people.
Persona, all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, speaking of owning your own lane, what is your 60, 90-second origin story?
Wow. And I get on people about this all the time. Like, what's your 30-second pitch? What's your 60-second? And then, so here I am.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot now.
Right. So my name is Jeanita Castille. I am the owner of Live Inspired LLC and the founder of the Year of the Female Boss. And I teach women how to walk confidently and effectively in their purpose through entrepreneurship.
Bam. Okay.
Yep.
So how did you get started with that?
Man, so the evolution, is real because it started off doing Zumba events.
Really?
Yeah. So I started off with Zumba events. I was a Zumba fanatic. I was following that, that Zumba following. And then one day I said, I want to have a Zumba event. Long story short, the community was kind of cliquish. And I'm the type of person, I kind of, try to make my own way, my own lane. And so, I'm like, I'll do an event. So I did my first event. It was a fundraiser. It was very successful. It sold out. I mean, I had never done an event before. I had got vendors. I didn't know how to structure anything. It was just something that came natural. So when I saw the success of it, I did it again the year after that. And then shortly after, it came to my mind just to get a few friends together to do a brunch. So the brunch was only supposed to be about 15 women in one of my friends' clubhouses. Most of my friends are all business owners. We're going to sit around and talk about life, family, goals, career, things like that.
Okay.
And so I put a link out there because they had to pay me because I was buying food and stuff.
Yeah.
And so long story short, before you know it, 200 women had bought a ticket to that event because I didn't cap it because I didn't think, nobody knew me.
Yeah.
You know, I was an underdog. Not saying that I'm on top of the world now, but, you know, I didn't have a Facebook presence.
Right.
You know, I didn't have a big following, and 200 women bought a ticket. So that left me having to structure a women's empowerment event, put together,
you still do it at the clubhouse?
No. So I had to change the venue. I had to hire a caterer. I had to do all these things. I have a host and speakers and all this stuff. And so I was like, man, you know, and I was doing these things as if I had done it before.
Right.
And so that was very successful. And then after that, you know, the thought came to mind, why did these women, you know, buy these tickets? Why did they come to this event?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't because the tickets were cheap and they were getting brunch and stuff like that. They were looking for something.
Yeah.
And so I felt the need to get out there and to find out how I can offer them what they were looking for. So it's been a journey. That's how it has gotten to this point. The journey was just trying to find what the women were looking for and trying to give it to them.
Okay. All right. So, so how do you make your money now?
So, you know, I call what I do a little unconventional.
Okay.
You know, most people, they're like, okay, so
I love unconventional.
What are you doing? What is it? Is it events? You know, is it this? Is it that? So I do make some money from the events.
Okay.
That I do. I don't do annual events. I do events.
Quarterly, right?
Right. You know, every 3 to 4 months, you see something from, you know, Live Inspire, the Year of the Female Boss. So I do make some money from that, and that's how I get my name out there.
Right.
You know, that's how I use creative ways to pump my name out there. Because if I do an event once a year, they're looking for me once a year.
Yeah.
They'll look for me when I throw something out there at you because it's gonna be random.
Right.
And also I make my money from my brand ambassador program, where they pay me a monthly recurring fee to.
You gotta love those retainers.
Right, you know, to offer them brand management and things to grow their business.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So when you first started out, like that first year, what was the money looking like?
So actually, what is today? It's the 10th. So
yep.
2 days from now, October 12th, will be 1 year that I walked out of my job.
Okay.
Not walked out literally, like I was like, peace, y'all, I'm gone.
Yeah.
But I actually put in a 3-month notice. They thought I was joking. They were like, yo, you got an attitude today. Something wrong with you. All right, whatever. And so I'm like, okay. I had to put it in for me.
Okay.
You know, it's like, I'm doing this. So 3 months, October 12th, I'm out of here. So October 12th, I walked away from my job. I actually had a substantial amount of money when I walked away from my job. You know, I was working up in Northern Virginia, making, you know, a little bit more money than I was making here. So I've been in law enforcement and juvenile corrections for about 16 years.
Okay.
I was at the sheriff's department here, wanted to save the kids. Jesus.
That sounds like a story in itself.
Right. So, was up in Northern Virginia in juvenile corrections, and was able to just save money and, you know, have that pot. Mm-hmm. So I walked away excited, like, you know, I didn't know what was going to happen. None of this was in the play. It was events. Okay. I said, I'm walking away. I'm about to travel to do these events. I'm going to flip this money. Mm-hmm. In maybe, I want to say 3 to 4 months. And remember, I said substantial amount of money.
So what was the amount?
So I had about $25,000.
Okay.
That I walked away with.
Okay.
That's substantial for me.
That's a lot.
It's just, you know, so I'm like, okay.
That's more money than people have, like, they make a whole year. Right.
So I'm like, you know, in about 2 or 3 months, it's going to be $60,000, this thousand, that thousand. Because, you know, if you do large size events, you can make a decent amount of money depending on your ticket sales, your vendor sales, and all of that. Man, I want to say by February, I was down to like 5. I was down to 5,000. And shortly after that, my bank account was a negative $499.
God.
It's no lie. So then,
what was the thought process when you got to like that last 5,000 though? Like, were you like kind of like was the pressure on at that moment, or were you just
so
like?
The pressure is always on. So I'm the type of person, I keep that pressure on. It keeps me going strong. It keeps me, So when I got down to it, I was like, okay, all right, no worries. I'll write all this stuff off, claim it as a loss, build from here. That went dead. That didn't happen at all.
Okay.
And so, when it dwindled down to nothing, I was at a crossroads. I said, okay, I could go back to work, or I could keep pushing. And then what played in my mind was I was on social media maybe a couple of months before I left my job. And it was actually 2 people who had stepped out, took that leap of faith into entrepreneurship. And they were on social media saying they were going back to work.
Mm-hmm.
That they were done. They were quitting. It wasn't what they thought it was going to be. And so I thought about that and I said, I will not say anything about them. I said, I'm going to push past that hardship. I'm going to push past this obstacle because no one told me it was going to be easy. I didn't walk away with no expectations like, oh, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. I just made up in my mind at that point that no matter what happens, I don't care if I dwindled down to my toenails, that that I was going to keep going and just see what this thing was going to, if I fail, I fail, I fall, but nobody will ever say that she didn't put her all to it and try her best to recoup and just make this thing whatever it's going to be.
All right, so I've actually been there. Like in the past year, I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to just go and get a new job or get a job.
Uh-huh.
To me, I feel like the thing that kind of, switched in my brain was like, if I went and got a new job right now, would I look back on this experience and say, I went as hard as I could to do everything I could to make sure that I was successful? And when I actually looked in the mirror and said that to myself, I realized that I wasn't going as hard as I should have been going.
Right.
So did you have a moment like that where you felt like, if I get a new job, I will look back when I had blown this whole experience?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel that way?
Yeah, absolutely. When I thought about it, it was just a quick thought.
Okay.
I didn't linger on the thought. I said, first of all, it's people out here watching me.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, it's people out there, they're making you their blueprint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, if she don't make it, and if she's a strong-willed person, then dang, there's no hope for me because, she went out here and now she back to work and so I was determined. So the message became more about people than about me.
Okay.
Because I wanted to show people that, listen, this is a real thing. If you take that leap, it can work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go back to your job. So, I don't have kids. I don't have, a significant other. So it was easier for me.
Yeah.
Because if I lost it all and had to do whatever to survive, that's just me.
Right.
I don't have anyone that
depending
would
on
affect.
you or anything. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I said, hey, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it. And
okay. So what were some of the struggles that you faced, first starting out?
Well, the money, of course.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Everything turned from, it's so crazy because when I was working, I was getting money from these things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I stopped working, it was an investment.
Yeah.
So and then when I also, too, I went bigger. You know what I'm saying? So whereas before I wanted maybe 100, 150 people at my events, now I want 300, 400 people. And so now the agenda gets bigger.
Right.
So the investment gets bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the investments were larger. You know what I'm saying? And, it's a lot of things that happened. It was a swamp period.
Okay.
It was a swamp period. And believe it or not, I'm still not out of the swamp, but I've evolved and things have come my way because I kept pushing.
Right.
The ideas, I took everything, everyone poured into me. Like this whole branding thing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what a brand manager was. Someone asked me to do it for them just out of the blue. They reached out to me and say, hey, can you help me brand myself? And I'm like, brand yourself? What you talking about? They're like, well, you do it so good for yourself. And I'm like, I do? So they poured that idea into me and I took it and ran with it.
Okay. So what do you actually do with the brand management part?
So I help people get their message out there, just like I do. I want people to know who I am, know what I do. I want to be etched in your mind, branded, just like a brand, how the Q's, they brand that, I want to be etched in your mind. If you're the female boss, I want it to be a household name. And so I promote, I market, I put it out there. It was just something that came natural because I want to be world, renowned. And so posting on social media, building my following, doing creative things like the big photo shoot that I had in Mount Trashmore, that was all things that, to put my name out there. Right. So people can know about me. So when people come to me for branding, that's what I teach them, how to come up with those creative ways to put your name out there, how to market on social media, how to promote on social media, the times to promote, and also going further than that, pulling the why out of what you do. Because when you have a strong foundation of why am I doing this, then you can go hard. It makes it a little bit easier. It makes it a little bit easier to market what you do. So, when women come to me, I teach them how to put their message out there. Tell the people, what are you doing? That message shows in everything that you do, everything that you're about. The message is promoted.
Okay. So before we get into the rest of this video, I just want to let you know for all the creators and entrepreneurs out there that I recently dropped my own ebook, How to Make $1,000 Starting Off as a Videographer or Photographer. This ebook is filled with information on how I actually grew my business starting out. And we really just talk about that first phase of business where I went from just starting out with a camera to making $1,000, $2,000 a month as a photographer or videographer. So this includes all the hacks that I did to actually be able to start off my company and build it up to make the money that I need to make. So if you're starting out as a videographer, photographer, and just trying to figure out how to grow your business and make more money, make sure you click the link below. It's something that you really don't want to miss out on. So to piggyback off that, when it comes to branding, with people, people who want to start their own brands, two questions. First one is, what do you feel like is, one or two common mistakes that brands make? And then the second question is, what do you feel like most brands lack in starting out? So common mistakes.
Mistakes. So just trying to think about what people come and sit in here and say. Common mistakes. I really don't know. I guess the mistake of just doing it, not doing it enough. So they say, I'm marketing, I'm putting myself out there, and then I go and I look on their page, social media page, and they posted last week. Right. And they posted nothing else about it, and they're mad that they haven't gotten any sales, they haven't gotten any, my event, ain't nobody coming, and I'm like, so you got this brand, or you're having this event, or you're doing whatever, and you're mad you're not getting any, reaction from it or any engagement, but it's all over the place. Yeah. So I guess a common mistake is not being consistent. And not knowing what the heck you are doing. They don't have it together. They have an idea of what they want to do, but it's not all together. And it looks in such a disarray. It looks all over the place when you look at it. Okay. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've realized that since I do, some branding for, clients that I have now, a lot of the two things I always find out that, people would just mess up with altogether is they don't know why they're doing it. So their brand story, they don't really understand, this is what I do. Yeah. This is why I do it. And this is why you should rock with me. Yeah. And then another thing is just, which I tell everybody, just, you got to know who your clientele is, who your ideal client, your audience is. Absolutely. Because once you know that, you can pretty much sell them anything. Yeah. Because, like I said, I'm a Cowboys fan, so you put something out there that's catered towards business and Cowboys fans, there's a chance that I might buy it.
Right.
So once and a lot of people just say, I'm trying to go for everybody. I want, black men that are 60. I want, black women who are 20.
Yes,
and I'm like,
yes. It cannot happen that way. Yes, I get a lot of that.
All over the place. So,
I get a lot of that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so
exactly.
That's something that I got a lot.
You're right.
That a lot of people just mess up on. The second part of that question was, for anybody that's starting a brand, what are some things that you feel like, coming out the gate that they need to kind of be doing?
Well, first of all, like you just touched on, know your why. You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing this? What's the message that you want, people to know? When I think of the Year of the Female Boss, I think of women empowerment. I think of, women in business. I think of entrepreneurship. And I promote that message. So what is the message that you want people to walk away with when they see it? I want people to see, my brand and know exactly what it is before I even say a word, because that's what I'm putting out there to the world.
Right.
And so, that's what, coming out as a brand, you have a strong why and a foundation of, what it is that you want the people to know.
Outside of events, what were some things that you were doing to kind of get your name out there? Because, like I said, I've been hearing about your name for years, and it's always something
you
new.
Have?
Yeah, like really, I have. Yeah, it's you and another person that I'm actually having on this season as well. That I've been hearing about y'all names for years, and this, just in the past couple of months, I really found out who you guys are. So what were you doing to, besides just doing the events that led you to kind of get your name out there?
Well, I guess that's where it came from. I just started. It's only been 1 year since the Year the Female Boss kicked off.
Oh, okay.
It's been 1 year. Live Inspired with the, other events, the fundraisers, that's been 5 years ago. But that was the Zumba community. So it's different communities.
Yeah.
The dance fitness community, the fitness community or whatever. That was like 40 pounds ago. Don't come for me right now. But yeah. And so just always being present on social media. I believe out of sight, out of mind. Yeah. Even on days I don't feel like posting on social media, I don't feel like hearing from nobody, I find something in my phone to post. Yeah. Something, Yeah. And so just being inspirational. A lot of people, they have, they trust me now because they feel that they can come, they can talk to me about certain things or whatever, just from me posting inspirational things on social media. And consistency brings trust. Right. Yeah. Consistency brings trust. So
that's gonna be the title of this, by the way.
Yeah. I've built that trust with people.
Okay.
And I think that's where my name, how my name got out there, because they're like, oh man, you post about purpose, and I really want to find who I am and why I'm here and what I'm supposed to do. And I get those messages almost every day now.
Really?
I do. I mean, I screenshot them all. I have a whole, thing of just positive messages and people saying how I changed their life. And that was just energy to keep going and keep being inspirational. That stuff ain't fake. When I get up there and I, saying something inspirational, I didn't pull it from a, Google post. I'm talking from the heart.
You ain't taking from somebody else's quotes or stuff like that. Yeah.
Because I really want people to get it, that they're here for a reason and their life is meaningful.
Okay. So, I really believe in the theory, you got to spend money to make money. So what is something that you spent money on that has led you to the most return?
So again, investing all of my money in the events that, that I've done. And like I said before, it was a return, and then it turned into an investment as I got larger. I still want to continue to get, larger and larger and larger. So if I have to, and keep investing in that, then that's what it's going to be. But those things have led to other things that have created a flow of income for me. Just like I was able to, get this office, able to create the brand management program, working on, something major now that's going to create, a great flow of income, hopefully. So just being in it and doing those things consistently just led to other things.
Okay. So I believe that every successful company or successful company has a blueprint. So with anything, I feel like if you do these 2 or 3 things in your lane, you're going to be successful. So what do you feel like is the blueprint to be a successful personal brand?
Wow. So I'm a free spirit, right?
Okay.
And I'm kind of all over the place myself. So I'm such a rebel. So this is a perfect thing. I don't have or go by a certain 1, 2, 3 step.
Yeah. But even as far as just looking at the course of, your career or life right now, and you say, like, you know, these couple things that I've done consistently has helped get me to a certain point?
Well, I have just the consistency of believing in my brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The belief in my brand has allowed me to, because you can crumble
Right
in a world so big of everybody's doing something, and you looking on social media and everybody's, you know, got something going on. So if you are not confident, you know what I'm saying, in what you're doing, I don't care if you got it all figured out or not. If you're not confident in that thing, you can go back under the rug and hide and like, man, I'm not going to do this. So just being confident, you know, confidence will take you, you know, a long way, and being willing to lose.
Yeah.
Being willing to lose.
Don't be pressed to get every check.
Right. Don't be pressed to get every check, because it's not a money game, and it really tests your heart in it, because, you know, God is saying, or life is saying, whatever you believe in, you know, my faith is strong in God. So it's like, all right, are you in it to change people, to change the world, or are you in it to make $1? Now, yes, I want that dollar, but more so I want you to know, you know what I'm saying, what I'm trying to teach you. So you got to be willing to lose, and you cannot give up. You know what I'm saying? You cannot give up. You got to be willing to lose, and you got to use those obstacles to catapult you to the next level. And I just let it flow. Like, everything I'm doing now was not on my mind when I left. I didn't say I was going to start a university. I didn't say I was going to have a brand management program. I didn't say none of that. My thing was events. What I allowed happen was I surrounded myself with people that were doing
surrounding yourself with good people is very important.
Way better than me. You know, I prayed to God one day and I said, I love my friends, but we're all on the same level. Send me people that's like millionaires that's doing it, that I can be like, dang, I want to be like that. And it happened.
Can we get into that real quick?
Yes.
How important do you feel it is to like be surrounded by people who are on either your same level as you or on a higher level? Because I pray all this, you know, all the time, like, you know what, I need, you know, people around me who are doing like great things.
Right.
Because you don't want to be the person who's
that know it all.
Yeah.
That have it all. You know. Well, I can say right now, everybody that I'm surrounded around are people that can pour into me. I give the analogy, when you're leveled with someone, you know, if 2 cups are leveled, you can't tip that cup over and pour into the next cup.
Right.
The cup has to be raised a little bit so it could pour into you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You lift the pitcher, you pour down. You don't keep it on the counter and tip it over. It's going to be a mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody in my circle now are people that's doing it. They're there. They have made it. You know, I still rock with, you know, everybody that's on my level. I'm not saying, but where I want to go, I need to see that blueprint. Yeah. Just like people who want to get to where I am, I'm the blueprint for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm that, they look up to me, but then I have people, you know, that I look up to that pour these ideas into me. They say, hey, Jeanita, you can do this. You got this. Hey, how about doing this? How about doing that? And all of these ideas have come from people who saw me working. They're like, man, you a little me. You're a junior me. You know, this is, I believe in you. So do this, do that. And I'm like, okay, boom. I took it and I ran with it. I'm not smart enough to not take an idea from somebody and not use it. Right. I utilize everything that's been given to me. So my circle, they're top-notch people. I mean, they flying to Dubai, they going to Egypt, they going, you know, all these places. They're publishers and got books and all around the world. And I'm looking at them like, what you got? Bring, you know, what you got, you know. So I don't need their financial backing. I need the push. You know what I'm saying? I need the pull, level up to me. And so that's very important. That's very important to surround. None of this would have happened had I not had people, you know, saying, no, I'm pulling you up to where I am. I'm pulling you up to where I am.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So before we wrap this up, I want to get into a quick little speed round. So I'm going to just give a word or phrase, and you just give me the first thing that comes to mind.
Lord. I don't know if I'm good at this. Okay, go ahead.
Just first thing that comes to mind. So, all right. How are we going to start this off? Best day ever as an entrepreneur. I guess that wasn't the easy one.
Right, that was not an easy one.
Yeah.
You still may answer?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Best day as an entrepreneur. The first thing that comes to mind is not what I've been promoting. Money.
Okay.
Like, what? Money.
Okay. All right. A female boss in the 757 area that you really admire.
Tawana Golson.
Okay. All right. Favorite movie?
Love and Basketball.
Okay.
Is that what it is? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna be a favorite
I don't watch a lot of
Okay. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know. We gotta edit.
No, we're not editing that out. How you gonna be a favorite movie you don't even know the name of it?
I don't watch a lot of TV, so I had to go with what's popular. I'm not a movie person, TV person. I don't watch it. I haven't watched TV in about 2 years.
Really?
Yeah. I feel
you. I'm the same way. I watch a couple of shows on Netflix here and there. All right.
So I had to pick one, I guess.
All right.
A classic movie.
Which brand do you love the most? And it could be any type of brand.
A brand that I love the most?
Yeah.
Anything. Clothes.
Yeah, anything.
Nike.
Okay. All right. And the ultimate goal for Jeanita Castille.
Shoot. My ultimate goal is to be one of the largest women empowerment platforms in the entire world. That's my ultimate goal. Now, how that's going to be done, who knows? Things evolve for me very differently and very quickly. So I'm working on some great things that's about to come out real soon that I think that's going to take me very far. So my ultimate goal in life is to have one of the largest women empowerment platforms. Not to say I have the numbers, but to just have that reach,
the impact.
But yeah, so you can find me, Jeanita Castille, Jeanita R. Castille, because I have about 3 to 4 different pages. So Jeanita R. Castille is my main page. If you can get in, I try to sift through and weed out a few times.
Oh, you hit your max?
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I try to delete all men. Because my platform is except for men I've gone to high school with or something like that. But
just random guys.
Right, just random guys that have found their way on the page over the years. Because my platform is women. That's my target audience. So
she out here man bashing on the page.
No, man. That's my target audience, women. So I have all women on my page. Out of the 5,001 page, I may have 20 men.
God, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jeanita R. Castille and the You're the Female Boss page or Live Inspired LLC page. So that's how you can reach me. Also on Instagram, You're the Female Boss. Instagram, Live Inspired LLC. And at my office, you can come. I'm here all day. Every day, 24/7, 2697 International Parkway. I have an open door policy. Come see me and we can talk about branding you, talk about your purpose, talk about how to grow your business right across from Lynn Haven Mall.
All right. Sounds good. So definitely appreciate you being a part of this. I definitely love this conversation.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah, this was very fun. So once again, you can find me everywhere at Shad Harris, shadharris.com. These interviews are something that I do because I love these conversations, and I feel like other individuals as well as entrepreneurs should benefit from these kind of talks. So, like I said, once again, this is Shad Harris of the Rebel Society, and we are out.